Hey everyone, and welcome. We all see our teeth every day, but today we're going way past the pearly whites. We're going to explore the incredible hidden architecture that supports your entire smile. It's a really complex system working hard for you 24/7, and we're about to see exactly how. So let me ask you, what's really holding your teeth in place? Now, if you're thinking my jawbone or my gums, well, you're not wrong, but you're only seeing part of the picture. The real answer is this incredibly sophisticated living system, and we're about to explore it together. All right, first up, let's meet the entire crew responsible for supporting each and every tooth. You can think of it like the foundation and the internal framework of a skyscraper. The official name for this whole setup is the periodontium. It's a great word, actually. It comes from the Greek peri, which means around, and odont, which means tooth. So it's literally all the stuff around the tooth. And it's not just one thing. It's a complete functional unit, a whole team of tissues all working in perfect harmony. So this system, this periodontium, breaks down into four key players. You've got the gingiva, which we all know as our gums. Then there's the periodontal ligament, which is kind of like a high-tech shock absorber. You've got the root cementum, which covers the tooth's root. And finally, the alveolar bone, the actual socket that the tooth sits in. This right here is basically our roadmap for today. Let's kick things off with the part you can actually see when you look in the mirror. We're going to take a little tour of your gums, or to get technical, the gingiva. You know, your gums aren't just one solid piece of tissue. They're actually divided into three distinct regions. First, there's the marginal gingiva, which forms this neat little collar around the neck of each tooth. Right below that, you have the attached gingiva, which is the firm foundation that's tightly anchored to the bone. And then, of course, you've got the interdental gingiva, which is the part that fills in the little triangular space between your teeth. Now check this out. Right where that little collar of marginal gingiva meets the tooth, there's this tiny V-shaped space. This is called the gingival sulcus. A great way to think about it is like a tiny moat surrounding a castle. And believe me, this little moat is a critically important area when we talk about oral health. So, how deep should that little moat be? Well, in a healthy mouth, the depth of the sulcus is just 2 to 3 millimeters. It's tiny. But when a dentist or hygienist is measuring your gums, this is exactly what they're checking. A deeper measurement is often the very first sign that there's inflammation and potential trouble. It's amazing. Such a tiny number can tell us so much. Okay, so we've looked at the big picture stuff you can see. But to really get how your gums create this amazing protective seal, we need to zoom in. I mean, way in, down to the cellular level. So, at its most basic, the gingiva has this central core of what's called connective tissue. This is what gives it structure and holds all the blood vessels and nerves. Now, this core is covered by a specialized outer layer called epithelium. But here's the cool part. It's not just one type of covering. There are actually 3 different kinds, and each one has a very specific job to do. This really lays it out perfectly. The oral epithelium, that's the part you can see and touch with your tongue, is tough and keratinized. Think of it like the skin on the palm of your hand. It's built to handle the friction of chewing. But the epithelium that faces the tooth and lines that little sulcus is non-keratinized. It's much thinner, more delicate, and designed for a totally different purpose. And right at the very bottom of that sulcus is the most specialized tissue of all, the junctional epithelium. This is the real hero here. This isn't just tissue sitting next to the tooth, it physically attaches to the tooth's enamel, creating what we call a biological seal. It's like a custom-fit, living gasket that protects everything underneath. This seal is absolutely your body's #1 defense against gum disease. And get this is just incredible biology. The turnover rate for the cells in that junctional epithelium, it's only 4 to 6 days. That means it's constantly renewing itself at this ridiculously fast pace, which just goes to show you how active and important this defensive barrier really is. So let's go even deeper. Inside that connective tissue core we talked about, there's this hidden network of fibers. And this isn't just some random packing material. No way. It's a high-tech suspension system made of tiny collagen ropes that give your gums all their strength and resilience. This thing is an intricate 3-dimensional weave made of 5 main fiber groups. You've got the circular fibers, for example, which wrap around the tooth like a purse string, pulling that gum collar up nice and tight. And then you have others, like the transeptal fibers, that run from one tooth to the next, connecting them all into one unified arch. It's this beautiful system that creates a really strong, resilient structure. So what's the point of this whole fiber network? Well, this quote just sums it up perfectly. They brace the gums firmly against the tooth and help them withstand the incredible forces of chewing. I mean, without these fibers, our gums would just be, well, floppy. These fibers are what make them firm. Okay, so we've been deep in the microscopic weeds. Now, let's zoom all the way back out and connect all that hidden architecture to the stuff you can actually see in the mirror. Let's talk about the clinical signs of a healthy smile. This table just lays it out so clearly. Healthy gums have this characteristic coral pink color, a sharp, knife-edged, scalloped shape, and they feel firm. On the flip side, inflamed gums turn red, sometimes even bluish red. They look puffy and rounded, and they feel soft and spongy to the touch. These changes you can see are a direct result of everything going on at the cellular level we just discussed. And this is a really, really important point. Coral pink is not the only version of healthy. Natural melanin pigmentation is completely normal. It can create dark blue or even brown coloration, especially in people with darker skin. This is a sign of health, not a sign of disease. And finally, just look at the size. Any change, whether it's swelling up from inflammation or the gums shrinking and receding, is a major sign that something's not right. Once again, what you see on the surface is a direct reflection of the health of that hidden architecture we've been exploring. So you see, your gums are constantly telling a story. They're broadcasting signs about the state of their cells, their fibers, their blood supply, the whole shebang. The only question is, are you reading those signs? Thanks for tuning in.